Hello everyone, this is Dan Tortora from WakeUpCall, on-site, on location, from Mother's Cupboard. Table is what we call it. Mother's Cupboard on 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York, open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And of course, the home of my breakfast sandwich exclusively, the Cuse MacMother. I am here with the man of the hour, the hours, Mr. 350. So, I mean, I love this. I know you're a humble guy, but I get to play it up big. Jason Leone, a good friend of mine, considered part of the family to me. And he's done a tremendous job at Oswego State. He's done a tremendous job coaching in general. 350 victories and counting, far from done, and many more to come, and hopefully this season. So with that being said, brother, how are you?
How are you, Dan? Thanks for having me on. Been too long.
I know, it's been a minute. The last time that we saw each other was by accident at Binghamton University.
Yes, I remember.
So, and you were taking in a game?
Yeah, so I worked at Syracuse University for 4 years, and the coach there, Gary Minchell, is a very close friend of mine. And on an off night, I took the drive down 81 for an hour and saw his team play.
Yeah, so you got to see them, and we got to go out there and spend some time. People that have seen you this season, 17-8, I believe.
Correct, yes.
Postseason. So as we go into this postseason, you will take it on the road.
Yes.
And so bring us into the fact that in just, a few hours, we'll be seeing you back on the court, this time in the SUNY tournament.
Yeah, so we've had, honestly, I think a very prosperous year, 17-8. Those that follow our program know that we lost an incredible group of seniors. That was the core of our group. That saw us nationally ranked for 3 straight years, 2 Sweet 16s and Elite 8, and 1 All-American. And those guys graduated, and essentially our team is completely new this year. Starting 2 freshmen and sophomore, but the team has played exceptional. We went through a few more moments of adversity this year than what we've been used to, but I think probably the most successful portion of our season came during the weekend where we really got blitzed pretty good by 2 conference opponents, and then since that time we're 9-2 in our last 11 games and playing as well as we've played all year. So really looking forward to this weekend in the conference tournament.
And you said going 9-2 in your last 11 games. Just what you could say to that, like you said, got blitzed a little bit. The response this team has had in the last 11, just what that says about where you're at, and if you feel like this, like you had stated, mostly new team is finding their stride right now.
So I think a big part of the season, and one of my goals as a coach every year, is to make sure come February 1st, that month, our guys are truly exuding excitement about the end of the season. And I think that's an understated part of coaching every season is sometimes you get in February and things look bleak, or maybe you have injuries or whatever is going on. It truly is a physical and mental toughness exercise of basketball season. And a lot of times in February you see teams that just kind of start Xing off the dates on the calendar. So part of the way that I've always believed in coaching our teams is trying to get them so there's a building method, and then that last month we're truly excited to be in the gym every day. We're excited about playing, and this team is. And, whatever happens. We're not quite as physically gifted as we've been. Most of that is because of youth, but our guys right now are really clicking from a mental perspective and excited about this weekend, which is a very, very good starting point.
And having a mostly new team, like you said, I mean, obviously everything that you've done the last 3 years, being nationally ranked, Sweet 16s, Elite 8, almost a Final Four, to be in those moments and to now be generating this new chapter, this new breed of Lakers, just what you're most proud of these guys. I know you said, like, in February, they got buy-in, they're in it, they're with it. When some teams are checking off the days, they're actually excited. But where does the pride come from in this young group of guys as you've seen them grow?
Their ability to take information and use it positively. Word coachability gets thrown around a lot, but I've coached them hard. Like, my thing is, we're going to coach these guys hard. There's going to be criticism. It's not old school approach. It's more like, okay, like, I think my job in a leadership position is to make sure that we don't lower standards. I think that's a great adult learning compass to go by. And I think our guys have been incredibly responsive to the coaching, and they've held themselves accountable towards the end of the year. That wasn't a strength in the beginning of the year. And then, the consistency of our model, it's just hard over a long period of time in any sport, at any level, to maintain that consistency. And our guys, we told them at the beginning, we're not going to lower our standard. We haven't. The record isn't the same, but where we're at this point in the season is the same. We have an opportunity to play in postseason. And once you have that opportunity, every game that you play, your thing is, I want to extend our season one more day. And I think our guys really have great buy-in in that.
350 and counting. I know, again, that you're a humble person. I know that you give credit to everybody else when I tell you how much you've done for Oswego State in general, and with the men's basketball program. You talk about the program that you came into and the coach came before you, and you always talk about your assistants and you talk about your student athletes, but you made it to 350. I know you're going to say you couldn't do it without them, but have you let it kind of sink in a little bit that you are in this amazing class? Because when we look at those 350, we talk about a ton of NCAA tournament berths. We talk about hosting the NCAA tournament, Elite Eight, Sweet 16. You brought this program farther than it's ever been.
Honestly, it's a moment of reflection where, honestly, it's nobody would feel comfortable doing it or sharing it with themselves. So it was a great time for me to think about all the people that have joined me on the journey. I mean, the first thing you think of is your family. And, my daughters, they share every birthday, every Saturday and Sunday and Friday. They don't get anything where it's just mom and dad and them. They share it with our team. It's part of the coaching lifestyle. So I think about them. I think about my wife, that truly just every coach's wife. I mean, her life is a sacrifice, right? And then my brothers, my in-laws, all the people that get the phone calls of, hey, can you pick Sophia and Gianna for me? I'm running late from practice. Can you babysit this night, last minute? My mother, my dad when he was alive. I mean, all these people that allow me to focus. You can't do it without them. And then obviously, I'm not going to change. Like, it's sincere and it's what I believe. Like, my assistant coaches that have done this recruiting and helped me develop players and have echoed any information or teaching point that we've ever taught our players on and off the court. Administrators that have been there to support our program. And obviously it always goes back to the players. It is always and will always be a player's game. And yes, there's a template that a coach is responsible for in terms of success. But if the players, you don't have the right players that want to buy in, the wins are never, ever possible. So it certainly is always a moment of reflection whenever there's an individual achievement.
One of the most successful programs that we have seen in Division III in the country. And of course, here in the state of New York, no matter what the division is, you have represented the state of New York in such a beautiful way and been a beacon of hope. I grew up, around NCAA D3. So to me, D1, D2, D3, when it comes to coaching, when it comes to student athletes, when it comes to want to that you can't teach, when it comes to that energy and that desire and that belief and that faith and that hope and that family, all those things that are well beyond the stat sheet. I think on behalf of everybody here in New York, everybody here with Oswego State, as well as everyone in the sport of basketball and really in NCAA play, regardless of division, I would say that they join me in saying thank you for calling this home, for working as hard as you do, and for seeking to share this, like you said, with a family and building a culture where no matter who's on the team, we know that Oswego State is going to do something special every year. You're going to have fun, and you're going to ask the most out of them in the classroom as well as on the court. So I don't think we can thank you enough and your assistant coaches enough in history and the student athletes that I've come to know that have been incredible young men. I mean, I think that this is a program that anybody should go out and see and take the division off of it. It's got nothing to do with that. It's good basketball, and there's just been some wonderful, wonderful human beings. And I think you would attest to this, that the players and the coaches that you've had, the men that they are and the men that they become is really the most rewarding part.
There's no question. And when you're at the same place for a long period of time, you also get an opportunity to watch people leave your program and do great things. And that's not just the players, but my assistant coaches that have gone on and gotten their own programs and or finished their careers with us and retired, and the administrators that have maybe not worked at Oswego anymore, but they have stayed connected with our program. You truly build a family when you're at a place for a long period of time. And we watch it with Coach Boeheim. We watched it with Coach Pasqualoni when he was here for a long time. Coach McPherson when I was growing up. Coach Desco in the lacrosse team. And you could pick out Coach Sheehan with the lacrosse team at Leone. I mean, there's a ton of local coaches. My high school coach, Buddy Waplinski at CBA. Coaches that stay at the same place for a long period of time, there truly is a unique fashion in which they do, and that I find incredibly rewarding and valuable.
And coming from Jason Leone, I'm going to let him get ready with his team for what's coming up in the postseason. Can't believe it's already the postseason. And as always on Wake Up Call, you can be sure to come here for your Oswego State Lakers. We will be chronicling, as we always do, rain or shine, snow or clear skies. And for you and the team, we wish you safe travels, great things coming up, and more life in this postseason.
Thanks, Dan. You're a big part of this too, so I appreciate all the coverage you give us.
Of course, it's my pleasure. When you have people like this, and like I said, the staff and the student athletes, and in general, wonderful people I met at Oswego State, it makes my job easy when you know that there's good people in this world doing good things. So thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
And thanks, Oswego State. We'll talk with you soon. From Mother's Cupboard, God bless. No stress. Do your best. Come try the Cuse MacMother. Bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. Cut it up and have it with some syrup. We'll talk with you soon.